know the secret to completing any project on time and on budget? Stay tuned for the top 3 mistakes to avoid in your next DIY project. First, let's talk about what makes a successful DIY project. It's not just about following a set of instructions, but also about understanding your goals, your resources, and your limitations. When you're planning a DIY project, you need to consider what you want to achieve, what materials you have available, and what timeline you're working with. But even with the best laid plans, things can still go wrong. In this video, we're going to cover the top 3 mistakes to avoid in your next DIY project. These mistakes can make or break your project, and by the end of this video, you'll know what to watch out for and how to stay on track. Mistake number 1. Underestimating the complexity of the project. This is one of the most common mistakes DIYers make, and it's easy to fall into the trap. When you see a project online or in a magazine, it can look simple and straightforward. But in reality, it can be much more complicated than you think. Don't be fooled by pretty pictures and step-by-step instructions. Take the time to read the fine print, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you're unsure. Let me give you an example. Suppose you're planning to build a deck for your backyard. You've seen plenty of decks online and you think you can easily replicate one. But what you might not realize is that building a deck requires knowledge of carpentry, math, and safety protocols. You'll need to consider the type of wood, the design, and the weight-bearing capacity of the deck. If you're not experienced in these areas, you might end up with a deck that's unstable, uneven, or even worse, structurally unsound. Mistake number 2. Not having a backup plan. Even with the best laid plans, things can still go wrong. A supplier might not deliver the materials on time, or a weather forecast might change, forcing you to postpone your project. Having a backup plan can help you stay on track and recover from setbacks. This might mean having a list of alternative suppliers, a plan B for inclement weather, or a way to adjust your timeline if things don't go according to plan. For instance, if you're planning to paint your living room, you might think that the worst that can happen is that you'll need to touch up a few spots. But what if it rains the day before you're supposed to finish the job? Or what if the paint supplier runs out of your chosen color? Having a backup plan can help you stay on schedule and avoid costly delays. Mistake number 3. Not budgeting for contingencies. When you're planning a DIY project, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of creating something new. But as any seasoned DIYer will tell you, things can quickly spiral out of control if you don't have a budget in place. This means setting aside money for unexpected expenses, such as tools, materials, or labor. It's also essential to consider the cost of mistakes, which can be just as costly as the project itself. Let's go back to our deck example. You might think that building a deck is just a matter of buying some lumber and nails. But what if you need to replace a rotten beam or repair a structural issue? These costs can add up quickly, and if you're not prepared, you might find yourself in a financial bind. So, there you have it, the top 3 mistakes to avoid in your next DIY project. By understanding these common pitfalls, you can stay on track, avoid costly delays, and achieve your DIY goals. Remember to always plan carefully, have a backup plan in place, and budget for contingencies. And if you're new to DIY projects, don't be afraid to ask for help or seek guidance from experienced DIYers. If you want to learn more about DIY projects and how to stay on track, be sure to check out our next video, 10 Essential Tools for Any DIY Project. In this video, we'll cover the must-have tools you need to get started, from power tools to hand tools, and we'll show you how to use them safely and effectively. So, stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.